Yaba vadish ia nibibiganar, porsigablurv, okay? Dag dag, now vina fredishe.
As a game that's always prided itself on inclusivity, The Sims has a history of making strides for the LGBTQ plus community. We've seen non-binary pronouns, trans representation, and a focus on diverse relationships. So, the question is, does Lovestruck take it to that next level? Hey Simmers, Muir here, and today we're diving deep into the Lovestruck Pack. This expansion pack dropped on the 25th of July, and as promised to shake up the romance scene in The Sims 4, with new features like a dating app, woohoo spots, and a focus on romantic relationships. It definitely has everyone's attention. Today, we're breaking down how this pack impacts us LGBTQ plus players. We'll talk about how the new features can help us tell more authentic and empowering stories, as well as take a look at some of the new casts and build buy items. But before we dive deeper into the Lovestruck pack, let's talk about the minds behind the magic. Maxis. They're the creators of The Sims, and they've been making waves when it comes to inclusivity. Over the years, Maxis has shown a real commitment to representing everyone. We've seen this with custom pronouns, the amazing Play in Color campaign, and even options for transgender Sims. It's clear that they're listening to us. This focus on diversity has made The Sims a place where we can truly be ourselves and tell our stories. And that's huge. It's not just about ticking boxes, it's about creating a game where everyone feels seen and valued. I think we can all agree that Maxis has set a pretty high bar for themselves. The question is, can they keep up this momentum with Lovestruck? First, let's dive into what this pack actually does. Starting with Create a Sim, Lovestruck is giving us some serious upgrades. We have a makeup and accessories toggle, which is a game changer. No more fiddling around with every outfit. But it doesn't stop there. New traits and aspirations are here to add depth to our Sims' love lives. We're talking romantically reserved and love bug for traits, and paragon partner and romantic explorer for aspirations. This is going to make our Sims feel even more real. Next, let's talk about the heart of the pack, romance. Cupid's Corner, the new dating app, is a dream come true. Swipe left, swipe right, find your perfect match, just like in real life. And the romantic boundaries feature is a huge deal. Talk about relationship goals. We can finally have complex, realistic love lives for our Sims. Turn-ons and turn-offs add a whole new layer of complexity to relationships. And let's not forget the new woohoo spots. Heart-shaped beds. Now that brings back some retro Sims nostalgia. It's not just about romance, though. Lovestruck is also celebrating diversity with pride-themed decorations and clothing. This is a fantastic way to show support for the LGBTQ plus community and let our Sims fly their flags loud and proud. Finally, we have Ciudad Enamorada, the new world. Think of it as the perfect backdrop for your Sims love stories. With a botanical garden cafe, a sultry nightclub, and luxurious penthouses, this world is dripping with romance. So there you have it, a quick rundown of the Lovestruck Pack's main features. But does it live up to the hype when it comes to LGBTQ plus representation? Now let's get real about this pack. Lovestruck is a big deal for the LGBTQ plus community. Polyamorous relationships, game changer. Romantic boundaries, even bigger. We're talking about real complex relationships here. We can now explore non-traditional relationships and give our Sims proper relationship boundaries. It's like Maxis is finally listening to what we've been asking for years, and I'm all for it. Let's not forget the new dating app, Cupid's Corner. It's an exclusive and fun modern touch, allowing us to set our Sims' dating preferences and giving our Sims another way to meet their future love interest, which is so much fun. But it's the depth of these relationships that really shines to me. With the turn on and turn off features, the 4 different relationship dynamics, These are a step in the right direction and gives us more complex and realistic relationships that we have been craving. These are all game changers. It's like they've given us a whole new toolkit for creating our dream Sims lives. But what about the romance consultant career? In my opinion, it's a fun twist and a unique way to explore love stories from a different perspective, and I cannot wait to dive further into it. Subscribe to the channel if you're interested in a future career guide from me. The new world Ciudad Enamorada, with its 3 neighborhoods, is pretty, with lots of romance opportunities, but the world does feel a bit empty. There are way too many debug builds with too few interactive items. Ultimately, Lovestruck is a step in the right direction. It's not perfect, but it's progress, and that's what matters. Let's appreciate this step forward for inclusivity, because when we see ourselves in our games, it changes everything. I've talked about the pack itself, so let's talk about how Lovestruck stacks up against some of the other packs that the Sims team have released in the past. We've seen some great strides in inclusivity over the years, but does Lovestruck outshine the rest? Just to name a few, Discover University gave us diverse students and gender-neutral bathroom options. It was a step in the right direction, but its main draw was, of course, student life. As such, it didn't really dive deep into relationships, being more of a go-to-class type of DLC. Island Living brought us a trans woman sim and an LGBTQ plus couple, which was amazing. But its message was more about keeping our oceans and beaches clean, an important message to be sure, and cultural representation via the pack's Polynesian-inspired content. And Realm of Magic gave us Morgan Ember, a fantastic femme-presenting trans man character. But it wasn't about romance either, unless you include the romance potions and spell included in the pack. Now, Lovestruck is different. It's all about relationships, polyamory, romantic boundaries, dating app, and more. It's like Maxis finally cracked the code on giving us the depth in our Sims relationships that we've been craving. While the other packs focused on diversity in other areas, Lovestruck is really leading the charge when it comes to romantic inclusivity. It's not to say that the other packs weren't important, they were and still are. But Lovestruck takes romance and relationships a step further. It's like this. Previous packs were building the foundation for a more inclusive world, but Lovestruck is adding the intricate details that make that world feel real. It's a big deal, and as I've said before, it shows that Maxis is listening to us, the players. So let's get personal. I've been diving head first into Lovestruck, and there is definitely some stuff I love, and some areas where I think Maxis could have done better. First off, I am digging the new relationship mechanics. The traits add a fun layer of complexity. My love bug sim is already causing chaos in the neighborhood. And those dates, no more boring meetups in a bar or museum unless I want to. I'm obsessed with the ability to plan out dates too. It's so much more immersive. Finally, my Sims can go out on dates that are actually tailored to what they like to do, not what the game wants them to do. I'm also obsessed with the new stuff for build mode. I am living for some of these wallpapers. I could spend hours just decorating. And the romantic gifts are absolutely adorable. But let's talk about Ciudad Enamorada. It's beautiful, but it feels so empty. I mean, why are there so many debug builds and objects that my Sims can't interact with? Why are all the lots so far away from each other? And where are all the people? I know that we've been asking the Sims team to give us larger worlds, but this is not what we meant. I'm getting Horse Ranch and For Rent Ghost Town vibes all over again with this pack, and it's really sad to see. And let's be real, the pack feels a bit rushed. I love the new features, but I can't shake the feeling that we could have gotten more for our money. Combining this pack with the other romance themed kits would have been a better deal, in my opinion. Overall, I think Lovestruck is a game changer. Polyamory, customizable relationships, the dating app, which includes blind dates. If I didn't know any better, I would say that Maxis has been reading our minds, or at least taking a look at all of the custom content that we like to download and play with. This pack is a massive win for inclusivity. It's giving us the tools to tell the stories that we have been wanting and trying to tell for years. Sure, the world could be better and the price tag might be a bit steep, but the heart of this pack is in the right place. It's about representation, it's about choice, and it's about making The Sims a more authentic experience, not just for the LGBTQ plus community, but for everyone who wants to experience diverse and complex love stories. If you're looking for a game that understands and celebrates love in all of its forms, then Lovestruck is for you. It's not perfect, but it is a step in the right direction. I give Lovestruck a 7 out of 10. It is a must-have for any simmer who wants to see more diversity and depth in their game, and I am so looking forward to seeing where Maxis takes us next. The big question, should you buy it? Some people in the community are saying no, and I totally get it, but I think the long-term impact on how we play The Sims is huge. It's about more than just new stuff. It's about seeing ourselves represented in a meaningful way. At the end of the day, it's up to you to decide if it's worth it. If you're looking for more depth in your romantic gameplay and want to see more inclusive representation, then it's worth considering, in my opinion. But if you're on a tight budget, and let's be honest, most of us are, maybe wait for a sale. Either way, if you do decide to purchase the pack, please consider using my EA creator code Muir. I get 5% of every Sims 4 purchase that you make via the app or thesims.com, which really helps to support me and this channel. Have you picked up Lovestruck yet? What are your thoughts? Let me know what you think in the comments below, and if you're looking for another Sims related video to watch, I recommend this one. Until next time, my friends, happy simming.